The first stage of the Overwatch 2 beta is officially over, and while players return to the original game to get their fix of hero shooter action, we're already looking ahead to what the next Overwatch 2 beta might bring. So what does Overwatch 2's next beta need to win over the doubters and prove that the hero shooter sequel has what it takes to fully replace its iconic older sibling? The beta brought mixed reviews from players over its few weeks in the spotlight. The switch to a 5v5 format was largely praised for upping the action and making fights all the more chaotic and tactically important. And Overwatch shot to the top spot on Twitch, clearing 1.5 million viewers at one point, although that was a little to do with how the beta was distributed. Overall though, interest in Overwatch is through the roof and players have mostly enjoyed their time with the game, so the first beta can ultimately go down as a success. The switch to a 5v5 format and changes made to the tank role, along with massive reworks for Orisa and Doomfist, made it feel like more than just Overwatch version 1.1, which was a worry shared by a lot of fans. Push, the newest game mode designed to replace 2CP maps, was a hell of a lot of fun whenever you were lucky enough to be thrown into it by the quick play gods. Playing right into the faster paced gunfights 5v5 gives you, and forcing life or death situations with every single step of our new favourite robot son TS1. One thing the beta sorely missed though was new heroes. In fairness, we did get our first look at Sojourn, the newest DPS on the Overwatch scene, and she proved herself to be a stellar addition to the hero roster, functioning as a decent hybrid range DPS with plenty in her kit to keep the other team busy. Soldier 76 still probably does her job better than her, but it's a start. Problem is, apart from that, it was a lot of the same old song and dance in the beta. We have been promised that new heroes are on the way with every stage of the beta, and honestly, most wanted on our list would be 1 or even 2 new support heroes. Support needs some support, that's all I'm saying. But one of the more popular fan theories for a hero we'll see in the next beta is Junker Queen. Her debut in Overwatch has been rumoured since Junkertown first popped up as a map back in 2017, and there does seem to be a mounting wave of evidence that suggests the Monarch of Junk will be dropping into battle sooner rather than later. But chances are she'll be a tank. There's been some leaked abilities that have as good as confirmed it, and we can't see the literal Queen of Junkertown going around dropping heals. Can you? Fingers crossed the devs have been looking at ways to expand on the support roster a bit, because right now, 7 heroes who specialise in healing is making my little white mage support main heart break just a bit. On top of new heroes, the beta made it clear that a lot of characters need reworking to fit into the new 5v5 format. Not every character is created equal, obviously, and some will need bigger reworks than others. Sombra and Bastion felt decent in the beta, and if anything, Doomfist and Orisa felt a little bit overpowered. But again, that's because almost every hero is still balanced for 6v6. Supports especially seem to suffer throughout the beta, regardless of the super jump buff devs gave to Mercy or the ridiculous kickback they gave to Zenyatta's boot as the beta developed. Even with a new passive health regen, supports still felt incredibly vulnerable with only 1 tank between them and a DPS onslaught. We're not suggesting sweeping changes, but taking a look at every support character and tweaking them to fit into a more flexible healing role could work wonders in a 5v5 setting. I'm just saying, support was already the most underserved playstyle in Overwatch. It shouldn't feel bad to heal, you know? Thankfully, the next stage of the beta should fix these issues with hero balance pretty easily. We know devs are planning some pretty substantial changes, and more reworks and new heroes will equal better balancing for 5v5 Overwatch overall. Outside of heroes, we want to see more maps. After the PvP showcase last year, we know for a fact that there should be a Rio de Janeiro map out there somewhere because we saw it with our own eyes, and yet it was missing from the beta. It's not that the game was devoid of maps, there was plenty to keep us busy, and visiting familiar revamped locations revealed some of the good graphical work that's been done by devs for Overwatch 2. But a few more brand new arenas to bound around and explore wouldn't go amiss to keep the next stage of the beta looking and feeling fresh. Which leads quite nicely into the feature that the next Overwatch 2 beta needs more than anything: a competitive ranked mode. Quick play is all well and good, and it was a great way to showcase as much of the Overwatch 2 beta as possible in a short space of time. But by not including a ranked playlist in the first beta, it may have done more harm than good. There's nothing worse as a new player, or let's face it, a player lacking in the FPS skills department, than dropping into a casual game and then getting stomped on by more experienced players far beyond your current skill level. And it might have put a few newbies off ever coming back. Thankfully though, devs have already revealed they're working on a completely revamped ranked experience. It just wasn't quite ready for public consumption when the beta went live. A proper ranked game mode would eradicate one of the beta's biggest problems overnight, hopefully creating a more level battlefield for everyone that all players can enjoy regardless of ability. Fingers crossed it's ready in time before the next beta rolls around. But time waits for no one, devs especially, and the second beta could be just over the horizon. We'll know more about it and all the changes that'll be coming with it on June 16, but in the meantime, the devs and comms teams look like they're going dark. We're confident it'll be well worth the wait though, especially if devs can deliver on reworks like they have with Orisa and Doomfist. If they can work in a ranked game mode that matches the rewarding gameplay loop of the original Overwatch experience, and bring in that little bit of balance to the roster now that the 5v5 format has been introduced, Overwatch 2 could have a golden future. Not just among the pro esports players and the hardcore sweats of the scene, but among the casuals and the bad FPS players like me as well. What changes do you think are absolutely essential for the next Overwatch 2 beta? Thanks for watching. I've been Elliot for GGRecon. Don't forget to drop a like if you're hyped for the next Overwatch 2 beta. If you enjoyed the video, click that subscribe button for more Overwatch goodness like this, and we'll see you on June 16th.